Have you ever tried to help your child eat better or make better food choices and it's just turned into a big power struggle? So you're not alone. I did all the mistakes that you can even imagine. And I just want to share with you today what I've learned over the entire journey from being a fitness trainer up to this day to become a holistic psychotherapist, which is more than 16 years up to this date. So, as I mentioned, I've tried any kind of diet, any kind of meal plans, and I thought that if you're making the child move more and eat less, usually it will lead to some weight loss or healthier eating habits. But still, with all those attempts, usually things didn't work as I planned. And many of those times, either the child just gained all the weight back or just got back to their old eating habits. And, and the food just, still was a struggle at home. And something that hit me really hard was when I start noticing more than just one kid that they start tied their self-worth with food. So I start hearing things like, I was bad because I ate a cookie, or I just mess up because I ate an ice cream. So those kind of things hit me really hard because I knew that it's a sign of complex relationship around food and eating, and I knew how damaging this thing can be for the long term. So it's making me be a little bit more curious about what's going on, why the kids feeling it this way, but also it's making me feel, oh, like I think that I may contribute to this like mixed feeling around food and eating. And my second big realization was when a parent came to me and said, "Can you make my child lose 20 pounds?" And it wasn't just about what they say, it's how they say that. And I felt the pressure. And the worst thing about it, that their child was just near to them. And I saw how the child just feeling uncomfortable about that and how they're squeezing a little bit. And yeah, it's literally broke my heart because, you know, it's, I, it will sound like they were trying to fix their child. And I knew there is nothing fixing here. It's not about shedding pounds. It was a bit deeper than that. It was about the habits, the emotion that tied with food. And it's more about better understand what their child really need instead of trying to fix in them. So what I've learned from here that many times we need to focus more on how we're approaching things instead of just about losing weight. Because I want you to think about it this way. Would you ever take an advice from someone that you don't really like or you're feeling uncomfortable around them? Probably not. And many people calling that food policing, and many times we're making the child feel like we're controlling them with food policing moment like you ate enough or it's too much for you or it's not healthy. And this is start making the association of the parent trying to control the child feeling uncomfortable around that. So the parents become the enemy. And when the parents become the enemy around the child needs, because the child don't know that if it's many times if it's real hunger or emotional hunger, and this can be a video for another topic. But because the child struggles to distinguish between the real and fake hunger, for them it's a real thing, it's something that the child need to survive. And if you're standing between your child needs and their food, you're simply just become the enemy. Now, your child will never be able to take from you an advice as long as you're the enemy. You need to understand that if you want to help your child, if you want to support them, one of the most important thing is to approach the things a bit differently. Less about shame, less about guilt, and paying a lot of attention to how you talk about food at home. Because the way that you're talking about it, it's either leading to shame and guilt, or it's leading to more connection and making your child feel seen and understood and that you're at the same page. if we want to make the child make better food choices, we need to change our mentality from controlling to guidance. If you think about it, your child going to school, most of the kids going to school, or they have kind of structure around school or education, and they're doing that every single day, most of the time without too much fuzz. And if you'll give your child the full control over it, most of the kids will quit school tomorrow, right? But what really nice about school that we can learn about our thing, which is healthier eating habits, that when we're creating a predicted routine, predicted structure for the child, gradually they are getting used to it. And when a child getting used to it, after in a while, it's become a second nature. And after they were going to school for a few years, they will go to college and they will keep doing the assignments and the tasks and the exams that they need to do by themselves until then. But it doesn't happen out of blue. It's happened because you plant the seed. You guide your child. You help them with the homework. You took them to school. You help them arrange the backpack. So we're not expecting a child to take in responsibility for education at a young age. So we cannot expect from a child to take responsibility on their health and eating habits at very young age. So we want to bridge the first thing that we said. It's not about controlling the child and not to be the food police. And the second one, which is creating structure. Again, it's not about controlling, it's about creating structure. When you're creating structure and you're not controlling the child, the changes are way, way more smoothly. And it's way easier for a child to adopt that because think about it. If you're telling a child in the heat of the moment when they're just got obsessed about the seconds, you're telling them, no, you can't get seconds. First of all, finish your vegetables and then drink your water. And then wait when if you're saying things at a heat of the moment, you're not creating structure. You're not creating a routine. You're just triggered, first of all. But second of all, you're just trying to fight back because you're nervous about the second helping that your child will take. So what we need to do here is to create a predicted structure. Don't try to fix things out of the blue in the heat of the moment because usually it will lead to pushbacks and making the child feel uncomfortable. You want to create a predicted routine. It's the same way that your child just know that they're waking up, getting dressed, brush their teeth, eating something, getting ready to the school bus, going to school, being at school, coming back to home, doing the homework. They have a routine. We want to do things that creating predicted routine around their eating habits and meal times even. And we can do another video about this topic as well later on. But what I'm saying, when the child have predicted routine about their meals and about the habits that you want them to adopt, and you're addressing those things in calm moment, when your child feeling comfortable and relaxed, and you explain and show them the path for this new journey that you're trying to take them, it's way easier for them to adopt that because they're not feeling that you're trying to control them. You literally give them a new path, something that you're doing together as a family and not directly to the child like you're just trying to control them. And this is taking us to the next thing. And this is one of the most powerful things. And the one that you'll think about it this way, that your attitude, your energy can have a huge impact on this journey. And you can think about it this way. Imagine yourself like going to do a cliff jumping with two friends. One of them is the pushy friend, the one that telling you, "Come on, do that. What's wrong with you? Come on, come on. Everybody already jumped. Why you're not jumping?" And those kind of things that make you feel a bit uncomfortable. And there is the other friend that are telling you, "I'm here with you. Take your time. Take a few big breaths. I'm just here. And whenever you're ready, we'll jump together." With which one of the friends would you feel more comfortable? Most people will feel more comfortable with the second one. Why is that? because we need someone that will support us, not someone that will judge us. And if you'll be able to take this thing to your approach with food and eating and just try to reflect how you're usually talking around food, about their choices, about their eating habits. Are you pushing them too much, too hard, that make them feel like they want to shrink into their own shell? Or you're supporting them that they're feeling like lighted and they're feeling like, oh, that's nice, that's fun. I'm supported, even if it's hard for me sometimes. I'm supported. I've been heard. Once you'll be able to see those moments that you're pushing a bit too much and you're controlling, you'll be able to shift that to be a, the calm guide that they really need. And if there is something that is very powerful about it, that kids literally feeling every single thing. They're feeling your mood, they're feeling your energy, they're feeling your emotions, and they'll literally follow suit. So if you'll be able to be calm around food and eating, I can promise you that it's going to affect directly on your child relationship with food. So what I'm saying, once you're changing your approach to food and eating, how you feel around that, why you're so triggered about those things, and you're changing your approach in the way that you're presenting those things to your child without making them feel that they are controlled, and without pushing them too much, and without making them feel the shame and guilt that many kids associate with that, which can lead to emotional eating down the line. You're giving your child the best chances to adopt those healthier eating habits. So if those things resonate with you, you can check my book, Behind Kids Eating Habits. I put the link on the description below. And if you're wondering how you can make those changes a lifestyle change in your home, you can check this video here.